Welcome to the Carriker Chronicles, the People Show. Check the Post Husker Nation brought to you by Nebraska Spine Hospital. Today I'm joined by Nebraska outside linebacker and Blackshirt, Mr. Garrett Nelson. How you doing, Garrett?
Doing phenomenal. Just walking in class right now.
Oh, that sounds like a lot of fun, man. Let's look back at the Oklahoma game real quick. All right, so the Blackshirts played pretty well. In fact, it was the first time in 68 games, about 5 years, half a decade, since Oklahoma had been held to under 27 points. So talk to me about some of the things you guys felt like you did well versus the Sooners last Saturday that helped limit what they were able to do on offense.
Yeah, just as well as any Blackshirt does, the relentless effort. It's hard to have any offense when you have 11 dudes tackling you and going to the ball. So we, having that relentless effort and that pursuit to the ball definitely was a positive. Making Spencer move, making him nervous in the backfield. Obviously, I don't think we did enough of that. A couple missed opportunities, but overall, I think it was a great defensive performance.
Now, you're a Nebraska guy. You were raised in the great state of Nebraska. How familiar were you? Because Nebraska hasn't played Oklahoma in about 11 years. Okay, how familiar were you with the Nebraska-Oklahoma rivalry? And what did it mean to you to be able to play in that rivalry, in particular on the 50th anniversary of the game of the century?
Like you said, growing up a fan, I always heard about the rivalry and, going back however many years. But I do, I was such a little kid, I don't really remember it. I just wanted Nebraska to win. But, learning a little bit more about the history with the game coming up was awesome to figure out. Playing, like you said, on that anniversary was awesome. Not a lot of people get that opportunity. So, trying to capitalize it and get a dub obviously was not what we wanted on Saturday, but just, playing in that environment, playing in that stadium was awesome. It was a blast to play that game.
How much did Frost and the staff talk about the rivalry? Because I know Lincoln Riley talked about it at great length with the media. Scott Frost doesn't talk as much, keeps his press conferences a little bit shorter, so it's hard to get a read on him sometimes. Did they spend time talking about the rivalry with you guys, or was it kind of like business as usual? What was the approach going into that game?
It was a good mix. Obviously, they wanted to know, why is there so? Everybody was like, why is there so much hype, behind this? The guys that didn't know, why, what's this rivalry that you're talking about? Like, what's going on? So he did a good balance of showing videos and talking about it, and then acting like it's just another game. So having that nice balance really kept guys mentally cool, but they also understood the importance and just the history of everything.
So overall, obviously, you guys played well on the defensive side of the ball. Maybe you touched on it here a minute ago, but what's something or some things you wish you could have done a little bit better versus that OU offense?
Yeah, I think we left probably 4 or 5 sacks or just at least hits or pressures out on the field. I think we had 2 or 3 missed picked opportunities. Having those and capitalizing on those opportunities, would obviously makes you a lead defense, and especially in a game like that with a team like that. You can't miss those if you want to take the next step of keep progressing as a great defense that we have been, the past couple of games, and just, everybody asks us, what's the next step? What's the next step for this defense? Well, that's the next step. Can't miss out those opportunities. Capitalize on those. You start winning games just defensively.
So it sounds like you've been able to watch the film, go over the film. So talk to me, because you guys had some opportunities to get after the quarterback. What I don't know how else to phrase it. What caused those missed opportunities? Was it just missed tackles, poor angles, or what happened on those particular plays?
Yeah, just missed tackles, poor angles, like you said. The tackling gets cleaned up with the dudes running the ball, but just sack wise, it can't jump when you're free to the ball carrier. You have to match left, not make him fall through with his throwing hand, stuff like that. Just things, obviously he's a very mobile quarterback. We knew that going in. He wants to make plays, off the spot and stuff like that. So just getting more pressure on him, rush lanes, missing banging the slide, as we say, and coming off of blocks and getting those sacks and dudes missing lanes and stuff like that. Those opportunities and those sacks that we left out on there. And then obviously the picks are just, you got to catch those.
Last question about this particular subject, and then we'll move on, because I do think the Blackshirts have probably played even better than people thought you guys would. You had a lot of experience coming back. All right, and that was something that kind of led to people thinking maybe the defense would be the strength of the team. It has been so far. But I'm kind of curious, that first quarter and a half versus Illinois, 3 sacks. Obviously not what you want since. Only one sack the past 14 and a half quarters. Is that something that frustrates you guys? Is that something that's talked about a lot? Obviously, it sounds like you put more of an emphasis on it. But how's that addressed in the meeting rooms with the coaches?
Yeah, that we talk about a lot. Dawson brought it up to me today, the same statistic. We were flying off the ball and getting sacks in Illinois, and then, Fordham and Buffalo, we didn't get, we had, like they said, that one. It's a mix of them, their offense and their RPO and how fast they were getting out the ball, and just us, need to execute our pass rush. A little bit of mixture of both. We need to come off the ball, obviously do a better job of rushing, getting the quarterback and affecting him in different ways, and getting sacks. But a little bit of that is just RPOs and getting the ball out quick. So I put it more on us and trying to affect it. We can't blame those guys for doing what they do. We need to do a better job of what we do and focus on what we need to do.
And let's look ahead to Michigan State. Now, this is a team that's probably even better than people thought they would be at this point. They look very good versus Northwestern, look good down in Miami, won 38-17 on the road versus the Canes. Their quarterback, 9 TDs, no picks so far. Their leading rushers averaging about 8.6 yards per carry. What have you seen on film from them? What are your guys seen so far? I know it's very, very early in the week at the time that we're recording this, but what are your thoughts on Michigan State so far?
Big Ten team, obviously, Big Ten's always good. They can beat, a Big Ten team can beat anybody on any given Saturday. So our mentality as a defense and what Chins has done a great job with me personally is just nameless face of the opponent. Like I said, focus on what we need to do and what we need to improve. That's awesome for that guy having, almost 9 yards a carry. And, it's great for the QB for having no interceptions, but obviously we want to change that. You can't have that much per carry when you have 11 dudes trying to tackle you, and you can't have any picks when dudes are trying to pressure you. So, like I said, improving what we do and focusing on what we do, hopefully we can beat this really disciplined, really good Michigan State team.
You got, like I mentioned earlier, you guys got a lot of guys, a lot of vets, a lot of guys who chose to come back for an additional year of eligibility. So talk to me about who are some of the key leaders, or just some of the leaders in general on that defense. It seems like there'd be a lot of candidates, a lot of guys who could be potential leaders on that Blackshirt defense.
Yeah, we, like you said, we have so many older dudes, and that's a good commodity to have. Kel, Deontay, Stilly on the D-line, DT, Boogie, those guys, leading and bringing the energy and giving the pre-game speeches and, focusing in practice and bringing the energy and stuff like that. We all feed off of them. We all try to match their level. So having them back and having them be, the leaders that they are helps the young guys learn how we just practice and how to play the technique correctly, and just having an overall great sense of experience. Is a blessing. So it's great to have those guys. And like you said, there's tons of leaders, so we all feed off of them.
All right, so I know a lot of times pass rushers, edge rushers, they like to do little short mini sprints, or they like to see who the fastest edge rusher is. All right, so as unbiasedly as you can, who is the fastest edge rusher on the Blackshirt defense?
I would love to say, toot my own horn and say me, but I think Caleb Tanner was probably the fastest off the edge.
All right. I was saying that with a smile on my face. I know you couldn't see it. It wasn't meant to be. It was just meant to be kind of a fun question there.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? You got any other thoughts, anything else, any message for Husker Nation? I mean, I think most fans probably feel better after that Oklahoma game going forward into the Big Ten schedule. But do you got as a guy the fans seem to like quite a bit, the way you play, your attitude, do you got a message for Husker fans out there?
Nothing that they haven't been told already, the whole stay patient thing and stuff like that. We know the issues and we know what we need to fix. We're not oblivious. These coaches are the best in the world. Us as players need to hold each other accountable and to, with those details of what we're doing. And we have been. Hopefully they see us maturing offensively and defensively and meshing together as a whole team. I hope, like I said, I hope they see that, and they hope to see the maturity of this team as we're growing through the season. So, I'm thank you for all the support. I hope you keep sticking with us. And when we start going through this Big Ten schedule and having a great time and winning some games, I hope you guys have a great time.
All right, man. I appreciate your time. Good luck in class. And until next time, Husker Nation, go Big Red, and always remember,
Throw the bones, baby.
Thanks again to our sponsor, Nebraska Spine Hospital. Ladies and gentlemen, when it's your spine, you do not want to mess around, and experience matters. That's why you can trust the experts at Nebraska Spine Hospital, the region's only spine-specific hospital. They are the best at what they do.